What's up, Josh? How's it going? Let me know if you can hear me all right. I'm still testing everything, and there is about a 10-second delay or so. What's up, Nick Ray? Glad you could make it. What's up, Josh, man? Got two Joshes in here. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right, see me all right. I'm still kind of new at streaming. I think I've got it down, but just let me know. Benji, what's up? Javier, how's it going? This was unexpected. I've been actually wanting to do a live stream for a while now, but um, I wanted to get the review out first because I wanted to talk details. Uh, Maybe not spoilers, but want to talk some details with you guys. Um, but yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me because I still have not got confirmation from that. I did some tests before I did this, and everything seemed to work, but let me know. Okay, good. Nick Ray says, you can see, sound is a little low. Okay. Let me see if I can scoot my microphone a little. I'll try to speak up as well. Also, I've got a window fan going. My AC is out of commission at the moment. Is this spoiler related for Tears of the Kingdom? No, I don't want to talk any spoilers. I would just like to talk about what you guys like about it, what I like about it. But there's not going to be any story spoilers. Um, I can't control the chat perfectly, so you can. That's just fair warning, But I'm not going to talk about spoilers. So yeah, another stream. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and finally got the review out, and I'm excited. Excited that happened. Really excited that it's the first review I was able to do on my brand new desktop. Some of you may know that last time we did a live stream, I mentioned how my current desktop was very old. It needed a serious upgrade, and it was very difficult to produce reviews on that computer. But I'm happy to say I took advantage of Best Buy's Black Friday in July deal and picked myself up an actual gaming computer. It is not super high end. It did not cost me $4,000 or anything, but it was on sale, and I went for it, and I'm really happy I got it because editing reviews in general takes quite a while because you've got a lot of video and graphical and audio assets, and the lower your specs, the more difficult it is to trudge through the molasses of slowness it takes for the editor to process and render everything. But got the new computer, and it's working great. And I'm actually streaming on it right now. So let's read some of your... If you guys have any questions or comments, want to talk about anything, it doesn't have to be game related, but please, let's just keep this at least PG. Let's not talk about anything that's not family friendly, I'll just say. All right, so let's see. Javier, where have you been, man? Right here. I've gotten a few reviews out since I, returned to YouTube. The Tears of the Kingdom is my third review in about 2 months or so. So, yeah, just been getting back into it. Bolt Mouse, how's it going? Is it hot in your area? Yes, it is quite hot, and my AC is in the process of being fixed, so I've got a window fan right next to me, and I hope the fan noise isn't too disruptive for you guys. Let me know if it is. I will turn it off, but I'm gonna start sweating. It is very hot and humid. Josh, man, what's the reason you stopped watching Attack on Titan? Couple reasons. One, I think I just kind of I got bored of waiting for the new season to come out, but then also I don't know if I really want to watch that kind of stuff to begin with. Bolt Mouse, by the way, my birthday was yesterday. Well, happy birthday, Bolt Mouse. Here's a virtual high five. Remember those? Let's see, Bolt Mouse, you also got. Oh, I saw that on the Discord. You got the OLED Tears of the Kingdom model. That is super awesome. I tried to get the, I guess the special collector's edition of Tears of the Kingdom, the box set, when it was first announced, but I was too late. I need to remember that I need to have my credit card ready and ready to go when any kind of Zelda collector's thing comes out, and I need to just get it immediately. I was able to get the Breath of the Wild collector's edition when it came out, so that was pretty cool. Did you think Tears of the Kingdom was worth the extra price increase? I'll say yes, but $70 is really pushing it, and I guess that is the standard that's going to become a thing now, which is that's. I just hope it never goes above 70. I don't know if it'll ever stop, but I remember when games started at the $60 standard, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I mean, I was so used to 50, but 60, now 70. I don't like it, but for a game as special as Tears of the Kingdom, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get. I mean, I bought 2 copies, one for me and one for Lizzie, as we did not want to share. Let's see. Josh Man, do you believe Zelda is gonna end up Game of the Year? I don't know what other game. I mean, the only other game that's gonna come out is this year is Starfield, but don't the Game of the Year awards come out in the summer? I honestly don't watch them, but don't Game of the Years come out in the summer, or am I thinking of something else? Mr. Toad the Gamer, how are you doing today? I'm doing really well, better than the last stream. Not sick, and I'm happy to get the review out. Let's see. What's up, Ethan? Good to see you all these years. Thank you. I did see it. Happy birthday. Javier, I know I'm late, but I just want to say you were one of the first reviewers I watched on YouTube. What made you... Well, thank you for that. What made you want to come back? I said this the last stream. I just felt like I wanted to. It was time to come back. Let's see. Josh, man, would you say some of your earlier reviews have not aged well? Yeah, there's definitely a big handful of them. Last stream session, I said I did not like my script for Metroid Prime 1 on the GameCube, and I still don't. But, you know, that was in my very early writings for games in general. And I believe my script writing has gotten a lot better over the years. But yeah, it's not just the script writing, but it's also my my cadence of when I do my VOs. Maybe not necessarily the beginning, but definitely in the middle portion of my reviewing time, I would talk way too fast when recording, and it shows. And especially my Rune Factory Frontier review, I spoke way too fast in that, and it took me a while to consciously think, hey, I need to slow down. Because when I'm reading the script, if I consciously slow down, for me, it sounds like I'm speaking too slowly. But I guess it works, because even for this last review, I consciously told myself to slow down a little bit. And when I'm hearing myself speak, it sounds too slow, but it works for the video. So I think I've gotten better at that. Mr. Toad the Gamer, thoughts on the recent Mario Kart DLC? Yes, I have been keeping up with that. That's pretty cool. I'm excited for the Daisy cruise ship. I don't know if that's exactly what it's titled, but Daisy cruise ship and um, well, that new one where you race in a bathroom. That was pretty funny. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And we only got one more wave after that, and man, that's just a massive Mario Kart game. I I kind of get the feeling that Nintendo is going to kind of, I mean, not shy away, but they're not going to focus on Mario Kart for quite a while. Although if a Switch successor comes out um, soon-ish, maybe within the next year, I wouldn't be surprised if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with all the DLC would be a uh, a launch title, along with Tears of the Kingdom. Oh yeah, Koopa Cape. Koopa Cape is one of them. That's really cool. Uh, Nicholas Cuesta. I hope I said your name right. Long time no see. Are you planning to review games again? If so, how consistent? Well, um, within the last 2-ish months or so, I've maybe 3 months. I don't know. I've gotten out 3 reviews: Metroid Prime Remastered, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition, and today Tears of the Kingdom. So I I don't have a set schedule of how often I'm going to review, but I've got a bit of a fire under me to start up reviews again, and I know this has happened once before where I started reviewing more and more, and then nothing for 3 years. Um, but life happens, and like I've said before, back 3 years ago, I was editing reviews on a computer that really couldn't handle it, and that was discouraging to create them because I would have to sit at the computer for hours on end waiting for everything to render and process, and it was just mind numbing. So, but new computer, dedicated gaming computer. Actually, they list it as a gaming computer, even though I don't really game on it. I just do it for reviews, and it's working great. Let's see. Javier, are you hyped for Mario RPG Remake? I wouldn't say I'm hyped because I never played the original. I've heard it's really good, and apparently there's like a cult following for it, especially the Geno character. I know people wanted him in Smash, but I'm not hyped for it. But I probably will get it eventually, but not day one, most likely. Josh, man, do you still have a Nintendo Wii and Wii U? Yep, they are hiding in the closet. I think I don't. No, that's not true. The Wii is put up in a closet, but the Wii U is still out. And on the rare occasion I do play a Wii game, I'll just play it on the Wii U. Javier says audio's out. Can you guys not hear me anymore? I'm just gonna keep talking until I get confirmation. Nicholas Foster, are you planning to review Pikmin 4? Yes. That, unlike Mario RPG, Pikmin 4 is a game that I think I am gonna get day one. That looks really fun. I really like Pikmin. How did your review on Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic and the Secret Rings hold up? I mean, Secret Rings was my second review overall, so you can definitely hear the uh, lack of experience in everything. So, I mean, it's up for debate on whether or not it held up to today's standards. Probably not, but it's not like I'm super ashamed of it and I'm going to delete it. I'll just leave it there. Okay, good. You guys can hear me. Let's see. Nick Ray. There's a lot of Nicks in here. Thanks to you, I got into hidden gems like Alien Hominid and Curse Mountain. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad I could shine a light on those games because Alien Hominid is really fun, and Curse Mountain, uh, it's not a great game, but I think it gets a little too much heat, and it's a very unknown game, but I thought it was pretty fun. Videos, gaming videos. What did you think of the last Nintendo Direct? The last Nintendo Direct was filled with awesome stuff. I feel like the past two or three Nintendo Directs before this last June one were filled with a lot of stuff that I just don't really care about. But this most recent one had a lot. The new Mario two Mario games coming out. Um, and I'm being put on the spot. I can I can't really remember. I mean, Pikmin 4, of course. Uh, there were some others that I was interested in, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. It sounds like I'm not interested in it, but I am. I just can't remember. Are you planning to do a top 10 games this year? I'll just put it bluntly. No, I'm not planning on it. However, if I do get at least 10 reviews out, we may see what happens. Um, Exotic minivan. Do you have a large GameCube collection? I've tried rebuilding mine, but GameCube games in particular are so expensive. Yes, they are growing more expensive by the day. I don't know if I have. I don't have a large GameCube collection. I'll say mid tier at the most. My most valuable GameCube game that I had up until about 6 months ago was Gale of Darkness, and I sold that for some extra Christmas money because I never played it. And yes, I know that it would most likely go up in value if I had kept it, but I I really didn't care, and the offer I got for it was sufficient enough to let me sell it. So I mean, I think I sold it for 160. I think. I mean I no 170. I bought it for 60 and I sold it for 170. So 110 profit. That's not bad. Let's see. 42 of you guys in the chat. I appreciate it. That's higher than last time. And like I said in the last stream, I am planning to do streams more often, but I purposely waited until now from the last time I streamed uh, to get this going again because I wanted to get Tears of the Kingdom out before. Mr. To the Gamer, have you ever thought about updating your YouTube profile picture or channel banner? Uh, yes, on both of them. the The channel banner was kind of like a test I did in Photoshop. I am not skilled in graphic design. I just am not there. It's kind of the same with any kind of DIY project. I can't see the end result, and I even if I do, I don't know how to really get there. So I just let somebody else do it. The icon, though, I have gone back and forth on whether or not I want to change that up. But I mean, that's the icon is like the last remnants of the very beginning, and I think I want to hold on to that. Javier, will the magical chicken come back? Uh, Possibly. I'm not going to say yes or no. Ethan Johnson, do you remember Web of Shadows? Of course. And here's the funny thing. I remember in my Web of Shadows, hey, there's 52 of you. Awesome. That's the most I've ever had in a stream, I think. Uh, yeah, in my Web of Shadows review, I said that it would be my next game purchase. I never ended up buying it. To review the game, I rented it from a video store that doesn't exist anymore, just like the rest of them. And it's a great game, but I just never got around to buying it. I had other things on my mind. But let's see. You thought about reviewing Sonic Frontiers? Yes, I've got mixed impressions on that. when I first saw the trailer, it looked unfinished or unpolished, and I'm guessing there's been updates to it, of course. There's just other games I would rather play right now. I mean, I'll eventually get to it, but probably not in the near future. How's my review on No More Heroes hold up? I mean, that's a question for viewers to answer. For me, I think it's okay. Do I still have the same amount of games that I've had for the Wii and GameCube all those years back? Well, I mean, my collection has grown over the years, but I have sold some here and there, so it's not exactly the same. Some of the games that I oh yeah, I made a video or a series of videos back in 2009, I think, showcasing all the games I had in my collection, and it's definitely grown over the years. But I think I've sold some of those. I just don't know exactly which ones. Mr. Goodies, hi Freak, good to see you. How have you been? I'm doing well. Thanks for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. We already have more people in the stream than we did last time, and I did not announce this or anything. It was just I wanted to do this right after I got the review out, and here we are. What are some of the what are some other game reviewers I watch? Honestly, I don't watch game reviewers. I don't want to be influenced for my own videos, but at the same time, it's not really a video subject material that I'm interested in. I actually watch let's plays more than reviews, or I watch analysis videos on games like Arlo. I watch Arlo and mm, there's some others that I watch. I just can't remember their names. I am excited for Pikmin 4. I have not played the demo. I Here's the thing with I don't like downloading demos of games that I'm well really interested in or not interested in. I want to go in fresh. I don't want to know any kind of backstory or whatever. I want to go in 100% fresh into it. And the only content related media I will watch are official Nintendo Directs. Nothing else. Mr. Toad the Gamer, if you don't mind, what hobbies do I have besides gaming? Uh, I actually am, well, first of all, you may know I'm really into NFL. My team is the Seattle Seahawks. And right now, middle of July, it's really boring because nothing's really happening. But in about a month from now, uh, excuse me, in about a month from now, things will start getting going with the preseason. But other than football, I do like bowling, which may be a surprise to some of you. But I go bowling every Tuesday because there's a special. It's really cheap to go. It's $2 a game plus shoe rentals. But I actually own my own bowling shoes, so it's just $2 a game for me. So it's great. I really like it. Um, when I have the funds to start it, I do like gardening as well. There's so many questions here. I actually have to scroll up. Let's see. I appreciate all you guys being here. I love the questions. I like talking to you guys. Uh, how long do you think Arlo's Tears of the Kingdom is going to be? Several hours. He's a he's crazy on those. I cannot even begin to imagine how long it takes for him to make his reviews. They're insanely long. My review was 10 and a half minutes. And with my new computer and the power that it has, it still took me, I want to say, somewhere between 6 and 8 hours to complete. Uh, but that maybe not. That 6 to 8 hours is not just waiting for everything to render and everything. So maybe about 4 to 6 hours. But what are you saying? Oh, what's up, Red? Pikmin 4 demo is essentially just the beginning of the game, and when you hit a certain point, it ends, but you can transfer your save data to the full game. Yeah, uh, that's fine and all, but I don't know if purist is the right word, but I still want to go in fresh. I don't really like to do demos. Uh, Josh, do you remember watching VeggieTales when I was a kid? Oh yeah, I watched. I mean, I grew up in a Christian household, so VeggieTales was a part of the things we watched. We liked it. Uh, is it is it pronounced Jaco? I hope I'm saying your name right. Hey, Frequency. I really enjoyed your Tears of the King review. Great job. Thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in to the unannounced live stream. I will say, I watch some of the YouTube channels I watch besides Arlo. I watch Viva La Dirt League or VD. I can't know. I can't remember the acronym. Viva La Dirt League, where it's got Rowan and Alan and Adam. They do all these skits, usually game related, but they've been branching out into more of like real life kind of stuff. But been watching them for years. Really funny. I also watch Party Crashers. If you're unfamiliar, it's these four gamers who just play games together. They play a lot of Mario Party and Mario Kart. One of their latest ones is Uno, and it's just really hilarious. I really enjoy that. And one of them is his name's King of Skill. His name's Brent. I watch his channel for just his videos too. He does a lot of the collab gaming with his other friends, but I like to watch his Smash Bros videos. He's a really good editor. People are saying Sonic Frontiers has really great music. I will have to see that for myself because I miss the Crush 40 style that Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and Sonic Heroes had. What's up, Starship Dizzy? Thanks for joining. I remember you said on your last stream that this is from Mr. Toad the Gamer that you love cooking. Any particular dishes you like to make? Um, I like to make fajitas with ground turkey. I'm trying to stay away from red meat and substitute ground turkey for ground beef. Um, I don't. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Is there any like one dish I like to make? I do like to make shepherd's pie. That's when I've started. That's like a recipe I've recently started. I don't have much experience in that, but that's pretty good. Oh, I make my own. I guess you call them chicken cubes. It's just diced up chicken breasts, and I put my own seasonings in with it, and uh, I use that for burritos or little like chipotle bowls, just whatever. It's really good. Have I watched Sonic Prime on Netflix? No, I don't. I don't even have a Netflix account. Sonic Sonic Callie's Corner. I hope I said your name right. Do you watch any game shows or reality competition shows? Um, I really like Hell's Kitchen, and I really like MasterChef, and pretty much anything Gordon Ramsay puts out. It's very entertaining. Plus, I like cooking. Do you think I'll be reviewing the new Peach game? Probably eventually. There's just so many games to get to. Am I planning on doing a collab with the Wii Viewer at some point? I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm kind of neutral on it, I guess. Best Soul Calibur character from Cooking Media Studios. I'm assuming you're referring to Soul Calibur 2 because Soul Calibur 2 and 6 are the only ones I've played. And in Soul Calibur 2, I mean, Link is my favorite character. And maybe it's just because of my bias, but when I first got the game, I started out as Link, and I'd say I'm fairly good with him. So he's my favorite Soul Calibur 2 character. But, excuse me, in Soul Calibur 6, I like Keelik with the bow staff. Um, Mastering Soul Calibur moves and techniques is tricky. So I'm still progressing on that, but Keelik is fun. Mr. Toad the Gamer, fellow Hell's Kitchen viewer. All right. Will I review Dark Souls? Red Toa asks. Uh, Probably. I don't think I have too much of a problem with that. Kind of wish, well, I was gonna say I kind of wish the Dark Souls trilogy was on the Switch, even though I don't think the Switch could handle the sequels. However, I have them for PS4, and I have Elden Ring for PS4, and I don't know. I have thought about branching out into different consoles, but I don't know just yet. But yeah, Dark Souls would be fun to review. Yeah, I will say I don't think Red even knows this. Uh, so Red first bought Dark Souls for Switch for his Switch, and he let me play it, and or he let me borrow it, and I had never played a FromSoft game before, and I always heard that Dark Souls was really hard, but I didn't know how hard, and really just comes down to mastering timing and reactions. But I had never played any game like that, and how difficult it was. And there was a point where I got to where I didn't know where to go. I kept dying over and over, so I would lose my souls, which is the currency in the game, and I would have to go farm for souls elsewhere. And I got so frustrated with it that at one point, after one more death, I pretty much just rage quit. I shut off the console. I didn't even save it. I took the cartridge out and I put it back in the case, and I was about to get in my car and drive it over to where Red lives and say, "Here you go. I don't want to do this anymore. I can't take it." But I didn't. I cooled off and I waited a few more days and I got back into it, and I eventually got it. I finally understood how you're supposed to play the game, but the first 6 to 10 hours of playing that, it was not fun. It was more frustrating than fun. But if you know how to play it, it can be way more fun than frustrating. But it's still frustrating. All right, gotta scroll back up. There's all 83 of you guys in here. That is so awesome. I really, really appreciate it, you guys. Let's see. Oh, Jack the Lightning Ripper, how's it going? Hey, you watch Party Crashers too. Um, who is your favorite Party Crasher? I think Nick is my favorite. I think he's hilarious. They're all funny, but Nick just cracks me up. Everyone to play. See. What's the reason I gave Tears of the Kingdom 5 out of 5? Higher score than Breath of the Wild. It's the the amount of quality content in the game. I mean, Breath of the Wild has so much to offer, but Tears of the Kingdom offers more. And it's hard it's really hard to justify giving it a score lower than 5 out of 5. And I really thought about it because I don't want to just sling out perfect scores here and there, even though this is the second game I've ever given a perfect score to. And just to let you know, I don't think it's a perfect game. It does have some flaws, but the overwhelming amount of positive things in the game just completely outweighs all the small nitty gritty negative things about the game. So it deserves a 5 out of 5. And the title that I say monumentally and supremely perfect, it's just a title. It's just flair. So I don't want you guys taking to heart that it's perfect. It's no game is perfect, but it's close. Michael Bronson, I didn't know you were still on YouTube. Yep, still here. Remember watching you back in the day when I was like 10 or 11. Yep. Still here. Just took a very long break, but I'm back. And because I now have a new computer that can handle processing and rendering, it's not discouraging me to continue to reviews like my old computer did. Videos, gaming videos. I like playing Dark Souls on PS4, but not sure how well it would be on the Switch. I believe the Switch is 30 FPS, and the PS4 versions are 60. I'm not sure if there's too much of a difference there. I mean, other than frame rate. Do you think there will ever be a Sonic Adventure 3 at Cookin Media Studios? Uh, I think I've pretty much given up hope on a Sonic Adventure 3. Sega would have to revert back to pretty much the old engine of Sonic 1 and 2, but rescale it for HD. And they're not going to do that because Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 did not have boost. And I don't know. I'm assuming Frontiers has boost. I have not played it, but they would have to pretty much go back. Otherwise, calling it Sonic 3 and it's just another runway or boost or even open world game like Frontiers, it's not Sonic 3. It's not what I want Sonic Adventure 3 to be. And plus, I think the lore, the story of Sonic past Sonic Heroes, it would be difficult to go back to, like, pick up after Sonic Heroes after all the events have taken place. And I don't know if all of them are canon to that or whatever, but I think it would be difficult. I lost my place. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of questions. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I know I keep saying it, but thank you guys so much. I just think this is so cool that we're all here. And yeah, there's only 85 of you in the stream, but that's huge for me. Mr. Toe Gamer, the Dark Souls thing. You thought you were gonna destroy it, like the Nubis the Second. I'd have to owe my brother some money, and I don't want to do that. Uh, highly recommend Elden Ring. I do too. I have played and beaten Elden Ring. I think my brother's beaten it at least twice. I've only beaten it once. First game was Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 is probably the worst one. And actually, the first time I played it, I liked it more than any of them. But then I started, or I should say any of them. I liked it better than Dark Souls 1. But then I played Dark Souls 3, and I saw the light, and it said that Dark Souls 2 is not good compared to the others. Someone who 100% completed Breath of the Wild. Wow, you did. I have not even done that. Tears of the Kingdom made me realize how empty Breath of the Wild is, Mr. the Gamer. You know, I was kind of thinking that too. I didn't really want to say anything in the review because I don't want to discourage anybody from playing Breath of the Wild. But I was thinking about it and it's like, is there any reason to go back to Breath of the Wild after Tears of the Kingdom? Not something other than story as far as content. And I'm not sure you'd want to. I mean, yeah, there's different story, there's different quests, but what you're able to do is limited relative to Tears of the Kingdom. So I don't know. Is Dark Souls 2 even worth playing, or is it best just stick with 1 and 3 and the Demon Souls? Uh, I think it's worth playing. I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad game, but compared to the others, it's the worst. Jeffrey Solana, how come you don't post on YouTube as often? Uh, well, the last 3 years I just didn't want to. But was it 2 months ago or so? I uploaded Prime Remastered, and it just kind of snowballs into me wanting to do more. And I've gotten 3 reviews out in the last 2 months, so that's huge for me, considering YouTube is not my career. It's still and always will be a hobby. Hey, reviewer, how's it going? Who is your favorite character in Trauma Team? If I still remember, I don't know the characters, but my favorite my favorite game style was diagnostics. That was pretty much. Also, forensics was fun too. Does Super Mario Galaxy 2 still deserve a 5 out of 5? I mean, I think so. I don't think it's one of the games that I would revert a score on. What time is it where I am? It is that specific time o'clock. Freak, ever thought about playing Mortal Kombat for the Switch, other consoles? I'm not too interested in Mortal Kombat. I think I'm more of a Street Fighter fan, and I actually watched the Street Fighter 6 with Red a couple days ago. Looks really good, but apparently you can only get it on PC and Xbox One X and PS5, and my PC, my new one, might be able to handle it. I don't know. Might give it a try. That's one thing. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I really wish they had that game on the Virtual Console for Switch, the Super Nintendo. And apparently, I think you can buy it for like $2. But I really want it just on the Virtual Console. I have it on the Wii's Virtual Console, and I got really good at it at one point, but that was a few years ago. Um, Other than GameCube, Wii, and Nintendo Switch, do you plan on reviewing N64 or Game Boy, Nintendo DS? Probably not, because I mean, I sort of grew up with N64, but I didn't have that console growing up. I mean, the first console I ever had was a Dreamcast, and I got that when I was 12. And the only experience I got with N64 was at my friend's house, and that was sparingly. So I I wouldn't be able to give a nostalgic point of view. I guess I could only give a critical point of view. And the consoles that I review, the Wii and GameCube, those were like the first real consoles. I mean, I had Dreamcast, but the first real Nintendo consoles I had, and so there's just a special, um, you know, I don't want to try to say the. It's like if I started reviewing PS1 games and I didn't grow up with it's the same thing. I like to review games on consoles that I actually own and grew up with. Wakube, do you no longer like Resident Evil 4 since you said your last time you don't plan on ever playing remake because it's too violent? I mean, I still like the game. It's incredibly fun, but trying to I'm trying to steer away from that kind of game. So, and I mean, if you guys like it, if you guys play it or whatever, that's fine. There's no judgment from me. It's just my own personal conviction. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection on Switch. Yeah, I know. I just want Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I don't want any others. Have you seen Across the Spider Verse? No. I think I said in my last stream that have I stopped watching the MCU or Marvel related movies, not necessarily MCU. Uh, the last one I watched was the the Avengers before Endgame, and I don't know. It's just not on my radar for what I'm interested in right now. Do I collect music like vinyl or CDs from Reziel? I hope I said your name right. No. Too expensive, especially when you can get music for free or near free. What's a game you really want to see in Party Crashers? Hmm. I don't know. I think Mario Party kind of pushes the bar to its limits. Mario Party is hilarious to watch. I'd have to think about that. What's the worst DDI game I've played? It's the Supercart GP. I mean, zero. The only game I've ever given a zero to. Whew. Again, thank you for coming to the live stream. This was not announced. I just wanted to do it and say hello, and glad I did. Glad you guys are here. If I ever started to review games on a different console, it would probably be the PS4, and I would probably start, or excuse me, that's not true. The PS2. I would start with the game Frequency, the game that I got my name from. I love rhythm games, and Frequency was like the first rhythm game that I'd had ever seen. I didn't even know rhythm games were really even a thing until I saw that. And I only saw that from I was at my friend's house and they put in a demo disc for the PS2 and it had a bunch of game demos and one of them was Frequency and like, "Oh, what's that?" And so we started playing it and I was instantly hooked. It was so cool. Not only because it's a rhythm game and I really like those. But it had a lot of EDM music, which I'm really into, and it was a match made in heaven. It was it was awesome, and so I would review that if I started to review outside of Nintendo consoles, in addition to Amplitude on PS2. But really, those two would probably be the only two PS2 games I would review. But then I would go to PS4 and I would review the like it's not remastered, but like the HD Amplitude game there. But then I would probably do Fallout 4 because it's one of my favorite video games of all time. Speaking of Fallout or Bethesda, I'm super excited for Starfield. And now that I don't have an Xbox, but now that I've got a computer that can handle current gen games, I'm excited to get that. I think I will get that. Lunar for the PS2. Oh yeah. Oh, there is another game, Res for the PS2 that's rhythm based, and I have not played that, but I have seen footage of it, and I might review that one too. The problem is reviewing games on PS2, PS4. It opens the door to so many others, and uh, I did not grow up with PS2. I got my PS2 when I was 16, after working at a GameStop for the summer, and I saved up my money, bought a used PS2, and the first game I bought for it was Frequency and Dragon Ball Budokai 3. Really fun. But I don't have the experience of growing up with the PS2 when it first launched and all the games that came with it. But so I'd be more inclined to review PS4 games because I've played quite a few on that. Have I ever played Rhythm Heaven? I have not played it, but I have watched somebody who played it, and it looked really fun. Alien Syndrome re-review by Taylor Redfield. A re-review, huh? There are a few games that I have thought about re-reviewing because either I don't think I was accurate in my opinions on it, or maybe just the video quality wasn't there. I think I said in my last stream, I if I was to re-review Skyward Sword, I would lower the score I gave it because I think I gave it too high of a score. I replayed it a few months ago and just thinking to myself, it's not as good as I remember. But Alien Syndrome, man, that's a really old review. That's either in the teens or early 20s of number of reviews. Alien Syndrome, huh? Bolt Mouse, how was that experience working at GameStop? It was really fun because it was my first job ever, and I was 16. And I remember when I turned 16, my dad was like, "Okay, you're 16. You're gonna go get your license, and you're gonna go get a job." And I was like, "Okay, that's great. I want to make some money, and I really wanted to drive." So this was before Indeed and online uh, applications. You had to physically go to the workplace to ask for an application, and I know you can still do that, but it seems like it's all online now. So we drove around town, and I went to probably 15, 20 different places asking for applications and just taking them home. And there were two Game Stops in my town, and those were like the first two that I wanted to go get applications from, so I did. And my dad knew that I really wanted to work at GameStop, and he's like, don't get your hopes up. It's gonna be really rare that the first job you get is the one you want. So I filled out all the applications, and the only company to call me back was GameStop, and it was in a mall, and I was so happy. It was so exciting. The best thing about working there was they let you treat the store like a library. So you could check out any game you wanted. It was one game per week, or something like that. But you didn't have to buy them, and you could check out new releases too. It was so cool, and it was just a summer job. I only worked there for 3 months until I had to go back to school. I went to boarding academy, 2,000 miles away. But the GameStop was really cool. I was very nervous and didn't really know what I was doing too much in terms of customer service, but I tried to be courteous and pleasant. But there's some things that you just don't know because you have a lack of experience. But it was still pretty fun. Let's see. Well, Coupe Starfield looks great, doesn't it? I'm super excited. Although I was thinking about this today as I was editing my Tears of the Kingdom review, and that is, I kind of feel like games are getting too big. Uh, since the beginning, when back in the '70s, when games were being developed, up until a few years ago, there's always been this level of how large the game world will be. And Tears of the Kingdom is Nintendo's biggest open world, or just biggest game world in general. And then you've got other games. You've got the Red Dead series. That's huge. Skyrim, when it first released, was huge. It's still pretty big by today's standards. But then this Starfield one just looks insanely massive. And I know it's like randomly generated, or procedurally generated. But I'm wondering, are games getting too big because they may start to feel overwhelming? And I don't know. I think it is possible for games to be too big. Now, in the case of like No Man's Sky and Minecraft, I mean they're meant to be huge like that. But for I guess action games or RPGs, do you think there should be a limit on how big the game world should be? Because I feel like some of the games, I feel like I'd just be overwhelmed with how much there is to do, and maybe it's just I know that if I start playing it, I'm not going to get to anything else for a long time because of how big the game world is. Trauma Team might need a re-review because of the story. Oh, it wasn't explained. I didn't explain the story. Oh, that's right. I didn't. Uh, that might have been intentional because I'm not sure. I guess maybe at the time I was thinking it really didn't matter. Maybe it did, and maybe that was just an error on my part. Red Toa, kind of feel the same way with movies. I'm tired of sitting through a 2.5 to 3 hour long movie. I think it depends on the movie. I just rewatched Independence Day last night. Not the second one, the original, and that movie is 2.5 hours long. And at the end, by the end of it, I was feeling like, okay, that's a for how long it is, that's good enough. I don't need it to go any longer. But I can see what you're saying. Nick Ray, open world games have lost their meaning. Every game now feels like it has to be open worked. I think you mean world. I know, isn't that right? I kind of feel like linear gameplay is going to be a thing of the past, and everything's going to be open world, open world, open world, and then developers going to be like, okay, that's all there ever is. Let's go back to more of a linear style, and it's going to be like all the rage, and it's going to feel retro or whatever. Videos, gaming videos. How do we have time for these games? That's what I'm saying. I mean, in my review of Tears of the Kingdom, I said uh, it took me around a hundred hours to beat it, and I didn't complete everything. Not There were some sections of the map I didn't even visit. It's just huge, and I'm just talking about the surface level. I think I did complete everything there was to do in the sky and I was able to get the entirety of the depths, but the surface I didn't explore everywhere, and I did. I don't think I even did maybe 10 side quests. I think that's about it. It's just huge. Been here a little over an hour. Appreciate you guys still being here. So, because of the success of the Mario movie, what game franchises, Nintendo or not, doesn't have to be Nintendo, but what game franchises do you think would be the best for movies? And I'm kind of leaning towards no for Zelda, but I th- I think a Pikmin movie might work well. Pikmin. I don't think Star Fox is popular enough to get its own. Apparently, there's rumors going around that there's going to be a Donkey Kong spin-off movie with Seth Rogen, and I'm just like, ugh. Seth Rogen is one of the actors that I don't really care for. I just don't find him funny. Same with Will Ferrell. I don't find Will Ferrell funny at all. But Seth, so if they make a spin-off of Donkey Kong, I guess I would watch it just because it's Donkey Kong, but there's no way I would pay to see it in a movie theater. I would just wait till it comes out on, DVD or, streaming service or something. See you later, Red. Other than Starfield, what other games am I anticipating this year? Well, Pikmin 4. But there were some others in the Nintendo Direct that I was excited for, but I can't remember what they were, and I feel foolish for not even remembering. I feel foolish for not remembering them, even though I'm excited for them. I just don't know what I'm excited for. Ooh, Metroid would be really cool for a movie, but we've got to get Metroid Prime 4 for. I swear, if they make a Metroid movie before Prime 4 releases, I'll go insane. How long has it been now? Since 2017? 18, 19, 20, 21, what, 6 years we've been waiting for Prime 4 since the announcement. But I think in my last stream I said that I recently watched an Arlo video, and he said that the reason they are not saying anything about Prime 4 is because it's going to be a launch title with the Switch's successor. And that actually does make sense. And I think it will be for the Switch, but they want it to be the main game, the main launch title for the Switch's successor. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon on Switch. Yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. I'm actually more excited for Pikmin 1 and 2 on Switch, and I know they're out right now, and I haven't gotten them yet. I mean, everything just costs money. That's the problem. A live action movie or Metroid movie would be so freaking awesome if they get it right. Yes, that is true. Really, with any game, any movie. Whew. In the span of Metroid Prime 4 non-existent life, I went from high school to graduating college with a master's, and all we got was restarting development. Yes, we did. Hey, that's awesome. You got a master's degree. That's pretty cool. I have not gone that high. I only have a bachelor's. I've thought about doing a master's, but I don't know exactly what I would do it in, and I don't know if I even have the. I don't have enough interest to pursue that. But that's really cool. You got a master's. What did you get it in? Wakupe, who is your favorite actor? Um, I really like Tom Cruise. My I think my favorite movie series of all time, at least top three, is the Mission Impossible series. I have a I have a box set of the original three over there, and I'm planning to get all the rest of them when they after after Dead Reckoning Part Two comes out. But I really like Tom Cruise is one of my favorite actors. I do like Will Smith. He's been in some stinkers, but I think he's still a really good actor. Who else? I like Nicole Kidman, and Meryl Streep is good too. And I feel like I am describing actors from my childhood and my teens because the actors of today, you, I know Tom Holland. That's about it. I really couldn't tell you any other actors of today, like the new actors of today. You got a master's in video game development. That is so cool. If I could do it over again, I might have gone into video game development, but I hear it's extremely competitive, and I don't know if I wanted to take that risk. But that's really cool that you got a master's in that. I'm really happy for you. Do you believe a jump of $70 from $60 of video game prices are justifiable? That's a hard one to answer because you've got inflation, but then you've also got the fact that because games are becoming just massive and it takes so much more time to make games, I guess, but it still sucks to pay $70 for a new game. Nick Ray, Mission Impossible Fallout is one of my favorite movies of all time. I I mean, agree. Fallout is really good, but I think I like Ghost Protocol the best. Even though everybody says Fallout is the best, I don't know why, but I think Ghost Protocol is my favorite. The worst Mission Impossible movie is the second one. It's terrible. They've got these cliche shots, and the screenwriting is not. It's just not good. It don't do good. But as a whole, Mission Impossible is one of my favorite movie series of all time, and the others probably being Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, Star Wars. Probably not Star Wars, but uh, yeah, Lord of the Rings and Mission Impossible probably up there. What's the worst movie you were excited for, or the most incredible movie experience relative to low expectations? From Joseph Malner. Worst movie I was excited for. I could tell you the one of the worst movies I've ever seen that I was relatively, I don't want to say excited, but I was interested to see, and it was the movie I Know Who Killed Me with Lindsay Lohan. Such a terrible garbage movie. Wish I could get however long. I wish I could get the minutes back for watching that. It was just terrible. Uh, the best movie with the lowest expectations? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you that. Silvervine 16. I'm kind of scared of going to video game dev because of all the crunch, so I'm thinking of general programming and make games as a side hustle or hobby. that is exactly what I want to do. I have started to teach myself C++, to just to know it, and I've wanted to learn game language, or just computer language in general, for a long time. I just need to have the discipline to sit down and learn it. I know I can do it. I've got a million other things going on, but I just need to make time to sit down to do it. I think that'd be really cool. Mr. To the Gamer, my degree was rigorous. Didn't want to make a passion project because my classes freaking drain my energy. That is what happened to me when I graduated. I graduated with a media production degree, and basically, what you guys see on my reviews, it's me editing footage, and I went to work for a media company the day after I graduated, and all I did was edit for 9 hours a day, and I it was rare when I got to do something else, because I like to write scripts, I like to do VOs, I like to shoot my own recordings, you know the whole 9 yards. I like to do it all, but the only thing I was doing was editing for 9 hours, and uh, it just wasn't for me. And before that, before I graduated, I was doing a senior project, which was creating like a 5 to 6 minute promo video for a local business in my town, which I did, and uh, just the whole experience of all that, it just made me not want to review games, because I would come home after after editing for 9 hours, and like, oh, I got this review to do. I got to sit here for however many hours and edit this, and I just did not want to. Um, so I understand about getting burned out. I will say, I think it was interesting, the promo video that I made for that company. I wish I could have charged them for it, because they knew it was a school project. It was my senior project. And when I got done with it, I showed it to my professor who was grading it, and he gave me an A for it. And I asked him, how much do you think I could charge for something like this as a freelancer? He says, you could probably charge somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 for this. And it was only like a 5 to 6 minute video. And I was like, really? That is awesome. But I never pursued it. And there's a hint of regret, but you also have to know you have to be a salesman when you're freelancing. You have to really prove your work, and I know I can do it, but I just, at the time, there was just too much risk, so I did not pursue it. Oh, Nick Ray, worst movie of all time is Dragon Ball Evolution. Agree or disagree? No, it's not the worst movie of all time. That actually could tie into that previous question. What is one of the biggest disappointments of a movie? So Dragon Ball Evolution would be it, but I don't know if I should have had any expectation going into it. But yeah, that's a pretty bad movie. Out of all the actors who have played Spider-Man, I really like Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, and Tom Holland as both. That seems to be the consensus. And maybe I'm just biased because I grew up with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but I really like that trilogy. And everybody says Spider-Man 3 is terrible, but I don't know. I like it. I think it's fun to watch. I mean, it's not great or anything, but maybe it's just me. I like Venom. I like the character Venom a lot. Mr. Goodies, how's Liz doing? She's doing great. We're still going strong. Josh Man, is this the same location as the last live stream? Yes, it is. I know, shocker, I have not moved since the last live stream, but yeah, this is the same location. Where did I get the Legend of Zelda scroll? I think it was a gift. I swear, you guys, the older you get, your memory starts going, and I'm only 34, but I cannot remember where I got the scroll. I think it was a gift from my sister. Either that or it's from Lizzie, and it feels terrible saying that, but I think it was one of them. Bolt Mouse, Bully Maguire. Yes, I do like that meme. Nicholas Cuesta. I hope I'm saying your name right. Avatar: Last Airbender. Yes, the live action movie was a huge disappointment, and I don't know why Hollywood thinks they can cram a 3-season series into what, a 2-hour movie or something. I don't know. It was just a cash grab, just like Dragon Ball Evolution, and um, I think the lead writer for Dragon Ball Evolution is on record saying that. Oh, excuse me. Dragon Ball Evolution was just a cash grab. They didn't know anything about it, and they really didn't know what they were doing. They just took like the fundamental basics of the Dragon Ball lore and mashed it together. Mr. Goodies, Freak, do you like amiibos? I mean, they're fine. I don't collect them. And halfway into editing my Tears of the Kingdom review, I realized, oh, I didn't say anything about amiibo functionality or anything. And I was like, whatever. It's not a huge thing, and there's a lot of things I did not talk about in the review. But, um, you know, I've played Tears of the Kingdom twice now, and not once have I used the amiibo function. Nick Ray, I highly recommend Dusk Diver for the Switch if you like JRPGs. I think I like JRPGs because I really enjoy Xenoblade. But at the same time, I'm not super into the anime aesthetic or just anime culture, if you will. I mean, if you are, that's fine. It's just not for me. And some games I've played are just way too heavy into the anime theme, if you will, if you know what I'm talking about. I just can't do it. Thoughts on Super Mario Bros. Wonder? It looks wondrous. It looks really interesting. And at first, when they showed the beginning, it was another 2D Mario game. I was like, oh, cool, it's another one. But looks like they're really changing it up a bit, and I'm excited to play it. Bolt Mouse, I like me some anime. Maybe I should clarify. Certain animes are fine. I just can't do the when it gets like ridiculous, I guess is the word. Uh, that it's hard to describe. What I think the last amiibo that I got was it was the Wolf Link amiibo because my siblings bought me Twilight Princess HD and it came with Wolf-Link amiibo. So that was pretty cool. But I don't think I've ever. No, that's not true. I did buy a Link amiibo when it first came out, but that's the only one that I have ever bought. And I have a Zelda, it's like a Twilight Princess Zelda amiibo. I don't even know where I got it from though. Thoughts on Super Mario RPG coming for Switch? It looks cool. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't know if you're here. Uh, I did not play the original growing up, so I don't have that nostalgia feeling for it. But I have always wanted to play it, and I would much rather play the remastered version coming out. So I'll just wait for that. Man. If I remember rightly, the Hyrule Warriors hint had Link, Zelda, Gandalf, and Woolly Yoshi amiibos. Yes, they did. That was a pretty fun one to make. I'd like to get back into making like live video hints instead of just text based or picture based hints, but it takes time, and I have to really think of something that I feel like is worthy for that kind of thing, because I feel like the hints need to be somewhat funny at least. But if I can't think of anything, I'll just do a text. Joshman, do you know YouTube channel called The Shock Suspect exists? Yep, I am aware of that. Pikmin 4, thoughts on new Pikmin? I'm excited for it. I think I will pick it up day one. And it's coming out in like, what, 2 weeks? So that's pretty cool. I always thought there should be a Pikmin DS. And I know there's a game called Hey Pikmin for it. But I tried it and wasn't really interested in it. I was thinking an actual, an actual Pikmin game for the DS would work, even if it's just kind of a remake of, or just not a remake, a port of Pikmin 1 for the 3DS. I think that could work. So, well, we've been streaming almost an hour and a half. Probably gonna end it fairly soon, but if you guys have any other questions or want to talk about something, please go ahead. But I think we're going to end it probably within the next 15-20 minutes or so. Again, I really appreciate you guys hanging out. It's really cool to talk to you guys. I am hoping to do more live streams in the future. And again, I waited this long to do another one because I wanted to get Tears of the Kingdom out first. And I was thinking about doing a live stream with Red at some point. I think that'd be fun. Maybe we have a Q&A for both of us, but we can actually be playing a game instead of me just sitting here in a room. Am I still into Dragon Ball? I like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. GT is meh. But, there was a huge gap between Dragon Ball Z and Super of like when they came out. And by the time Super came out, wasn't really interested that much anymore. And I'm sure I'd like it if I got into it, but, there's just other things going on right now. Have I played Mario Rabbids 2? Yes. Yes, I have. Won't give any opinions on it, though. Any plans to revive Lightning Lava Lamp? No. That was kind of an experimental vlog channel, but no plans to get that going again. It's not deleted. It's just unlisted or set to private. Mr. Goodies Freak, just want to say you're doing amazing out there. Thank you for being epic. Happy to be a part of the community. To be a freak. Thank you very much. Maybe I should do a Mario Kart 8 community stream with a tournament code. That would be pretty fun. I might just do that. That would be a good game to stream. You don't have to think too hard on that. We could answer questions. That's a really good idea. I think I might do that. But if I do that, I will make an announcement so that you guys are prepared, not caught off guard like this live stream. Who would I like to see in the next Smash Bros. When it comes in? That's a good question. Well, I mean, that's a good question, but I was thinking, would there ever be a new Smash Bros? Is it something that they would even do? I know it makes tons of money for them, but I mean, would they make a new one, or would they just port Ultimate with all the DLC to the Switch's successor? Because I kind of thought that's what they were going to do with Smash Bros. For Wii U. I thought they were just going to port that to the Switch when we first saw the trailer. And I was not correct. I'm glad it was just a new one. But I don't know. Bebop. Hey, how's life? Life is good. Thanks for joining. Whew, boy. It was hot today. And it sucks that the AC is not working. Hopefully it'll be in the next few days. Joseph Molnar, are there any reviews you started but scrapped for any reason? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, there is actually. Sonic Mania. I started to capture footage for that, but I just didn't want to. I can't explain it. It's just one of those games where it's not a bad game. I just didn't want to do it at the time, and kind of had the same feeling right now. I've got other games in mind that I would rather do. Would you say GameStop may have gone worse over the years? Um, I don't know. I rarely frequent GameStop, even though I bought Prime Remastered and 2 copies of Tears of the Kingdom from GameStop. I don't know about worse, but I know that they are having financial trouble because everything you can just get everything digital now, unless you want to get those special games in physical form, such as Prime Remastered and Tears of the Kingdom. Nicholas Quest, overall, thank you for this live stream. It's nice to see you once again. Also, you've been one of the first YouTubers I watched ever since I was a little kid, and watching your video would make my day. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed them, and appreciate you coming to the stream. Do I live in the middle? Oh, wait. By the way, not sure what you're asking. Josh, man, do I live in the middle of nowhere? No, I do not live in the middle of nowhere anymore. That first place when I started my reviews really it was very rural, and that's why the internet was just terrible. But no, I have fiber optic internet now, and never go back to anything else. Will you always value physical media over digital? Depends on the game, but generally, yeah, I would rather have physical copies than digital. I think I might have asked this last stream, but And some of you may have already answered this, but what was the review that you watched from mine that made you subscribe? I'm curious, because that may give me some interesting feedback. Mine was Smash Bros. Brawl that made me subscribe. Would I ever play Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto? Definitely not Grand Theft Auto. It's just not interesting to me. Red Dead, actually, Lizzie really likes Red Dead 2. And I tried it, but I could not get into it. It was just, it was really boring to me. I don't know what it was. Everybody says it's great, but I'm just in a small minority that I just don't find it fun. And I'm thinking about my Brawl review on the quality of content. It was my first review ever. You know, you just kind of have to teach yourself on how to do stuff, not just record, but like how to write scripts, how to voice them, have the right cadence, and it's just funny to go back and watch the really early ones compared to now. The first editor I used was Windows Movie Maker 6.0, and it did the job, got the job done. But compared to what I use now, Pinnacle Studio 26 Ultimate is just there's no comparison really. 6.0 is like a slideshow compared to Pinnacle, and you know Pinnacle is like a high-end prosumer editor. It doesn't have it doesn't quite have all the bells and whistles as like Premiere Pro or Final Cut, but it's got way more than enough that for what I need. And I think I would I think I would use Premiere if it wasn't a subscription. I hate that it's a subscription. And I mean Pinnacle, I got it for $60, one-time fee, and it works fine. Okay, so there's a little of a bit of a delay, so I was just waiting for some of the answers to come through. Review that made you subscribe. Bolt Mouse, F-Zero GX, and the Skit. Really? The F-Zero GX, that was a fun one to make. I got some heat for that, saying that, you know, I wasn't funny or whatever, and you just need to stick to reviewing whatever. You know, humor is relative. But that's really cool, the F-Zero. Nick Ray, Shadow the Hedgehog. Not because the game is great, it's because you're a good reviewer. Thank you. That's interesting. I think you're the second person, Nick Ray, at least that I've heard, that the Shadow the Hedgehog review got you to describe, because that seems to be a pretty controversial review. But that's pretty cool that you subscribe because of it. Mr. Goodies, Smash Bros. Brawl. Same with Nicholas Cuesta, Smash Bros. Mr. Toad the Gamer. I'm pretty sure mine was Donkey Kong Country Returns. The day it came out, caught myself up with the other reviews over the next couple weeks or so. Okay, Donkey Kong Country Returns. I think Donkey Kong Country Returns was the very first review that I edited in Pinnacle Studio. And that was Pinnacle Studio 15. And I kind of had to relearn a few things. Joseph Moliner. First one I saw was Thrillville off the rails since I was thinking about buying. Forgot what I saw after, but seeing you already had a solid library, I could start to binge. Oh, yeah, okay. Thrillville is pretty fun. Do you have plans to see the new Christopher Nolan war film Oppenheimer? I do want to see it, but I'm not gonna pay to go see it in the theater. I mean, it really takes the right movie to go see it in the theater, and uh, I mean, it would be Dead Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning right now. That's the one I'm more interested. I haven't seen it yet, but I would probably go pay to see that one. Viddy's gaming videos. I almost cannot remember which review of Freak I saw first, but I think I found an old review and subbed close to 2012 or something. 2012. That was I was not producing reviews that much back then. I mean, I'm still kind of not now, but 2012. I think I can only remember one specific game that came out in 2012. I think that was Sonic Colors. I know I did others, but Sonic Colors just sticks out in my mind. Bolt Mouse F-Zero GX is your favorite review. It's one of my favorites too. It was so fun to make, and I think part of it was, uh, it was just me and my siblings having fun. We weren't like trying to be the best or whatever. We just on there goofing around on camera. It was really fun. I think one of my favorite live skits is the Star Fox Adventures one where Red is holding up the pencil on a string. That always cracked me up. I'll also say that one farming game where you were addicted to and Red Steel were big ones for me. The farming one was Rune Factory Frontier. That's a really fun game, and Red Steel really. I think I got some heat for that one. I think it was because I said the graphics were you know good for the Wii's standard, but going back and watching it, maybe not. And oh, I remember one review of mine. It was Quantum of Solace, the 007 game. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I don't remember me saying. I don't remember me acknowledging that the graphics were poor in any sense. And I just remember, like, the opening scene of the game when you get to first start playing as James Bond. You're near a body of water, I think a lake or something, and there is like no texture on the water. It's just this it's just this blue block. And I don't know why I didn't say anything about that. But you gotta remember at that time I was still learning everything, and I didn't know if I needed to say anything. I don't know the reason, but I do remember that it was just like this blue block of water with like next to none or no texture. And I mean, it was off in the background. It wasn't like I could interact or jump in the water or anything, but it was like a part of the background, really far away. But it was just, I remember it being terrible. The inventory skit in Resident Evil Remake. The inventory skit. I guess I'm getting old because I don't remember that. Uh, I haven't watched that review in a long time, and I honestly can't remember exact. I'm seeing like snippets of it, but I can't remember exactly. I'm gonna have to watch that after this live stream. Who do you think they should cast as Shadow for the third Sonic movie? I don't know. I really don't have a preference on voice actors voicing specific characters. So, I mean, it's whatever for me. I talked to Red earlier about his magic pencil. He almost didn't remember. See, I'm not the only one. Thank goodness. Maybe it's a maybe it's a genetic thing. Both Red and I can't remember. Silvervine 16, there was this skit I saw in one of your reviews that made me laugh. I can't remember the game, but it was you driving and one of your siblings, I think, telling you where to go. It wasn't a sibling, it was my then girlfriend Lizzie, who is my wife now. But which review was that? Oh, man. I can't remember. I have to think about that. I know which one you're talking about, but that was Lizzie. It wasn't. It wasn't my brother or sister. I, Mr. Toad, I love the ones where Red just acts stupid. I purposely put him in skits like that, or where he has to make uh, exaggerated expressions on his face, because he kind of has like a Jim Carrey rubber face. Not to that extreme, but I I get a kick out of his expressions and reactions when it's over the top. So I thought that I liked him. I thought maybe YouTube would like it as well. Uh, is your name? Oh boy, Sierran. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name, but Sierran McHugh. Mario Sunshine, I think, was the first review of yours I saw back when I had just found out my Wii could play GameCube stuff, and I was looking for games to keep an eye out for. Yep, I think I got some heat for Mario Sunshine too. I don't know. I feel like I get more heat for uh, prominence, not the right word, but big name titles, I guess I could say. Funniest review of all time was Meet the Robinsons because it took forever. Oh man, I don't know what you're referencing. I feel so stupid right now. I feel so foolish. I cannot remember what you guys are talking about. And it's my own stuff. I am losing it. Like it sounds familiar, but I honestly don't know what it is. I have to go back and rewatch it. Bolt Mouse, the April Fool's moment. Yes, that was one of my favorite. I just favorite things to do in a review was Red Steel 2 April Fools. Mr. Goodies, I love your top 10 reviews. I like making top 10s. I just have to get there. I have to make at least 10 reviews in a year. I will say, if I ever plan to quit YouTube, which I'm not, but if I ever decide, it's time for me to stop, I probably would make a top 10 best and worst reviews that I've ever done before. But, don't worry, I'm not quitting. Oh, video games videos. My favorite top 10 reviews moment was Mario Galaxy 2 being ranked 4. And you said, before you all say WTF, boom, and then explain yourself. Yeah, that was pretty fun. That's like the closest I'll ever come to actually like swearing in a review. Nicholas Cuesta, my favorite review from your channel was Anubis, or just Anubis. It had me cracking up. Love that review. That was a fun one to do. Man, Viddy's gaming videos. The inventory skit mainly featured a carrot. Oh my gosh, I am losing my head. I do not know what you're referencing. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this. And I just know as soon as I see the first second of the clip, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what that is. KGR, hey man, I must say you were an inspiration when it comes to making gameplay videos. Seeing you again gets me so nostalgic. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming to the live stream. I did not announce this, but I hope to do more of these in the future, so look out for those. You should make a compilation video of all your skits. I have thought about doing that. I really should. I have them with me. Actually, my brother made that on his channel years ago. I don't think he has it anymore, though. I think he took it down. But that's a good idea. I should probably do that. The driving skit was for Star Fox Assault. Oh, that's right. I remember now. Love your Super Paper Mario skit. Blah! God. Oh, yeah. That was the first... Nope, it was not the first. I was going to say it was the first live footage skit. But the first one was actually in Sonic and the Secret Rings, where my siblings were referencing they were saying their opinion referencing the mini games in Sonic and the Secret Rings. That was the first one. But the Super Paper Mario one, that's the first review where I actually got on camera. And the camera we used was a little point and click Kodak or Canon or something. I mean, it was just this little camera. But it did the job. I remember Red on his channel in the old days did skits compilation. Yeah. Yep. Kuron. Okay, that's how you say it. Kuron McHugh. Okay, good to know. I don't like mispronouncing anybody's names, but I can't do it every time. Wakupe favorite reviews were Mythmaker, Supercard GP, and Family Party. 30 great games. The live skits for the Family Party were really fun to make. My favorite one being the flopping in the snow. We had one chance to get it right, and we all did. I remember I told each of them, Red, Awkward, Espion, and Lizzie. I told each of them how I want them to move. I told each of them where I want them to lay down in the snow. I had to be extremely meticulous because we only had one shot, and I'm so glad it turned out great. But that was fun. Doing live skits for bad games is really fun. I know why AVGN likes to do them. Star Wars, Mr. Goodies, loved your Star Wars skit with Red Toa. That was a really fun one. That's probably one of my top 3 ones, or at least top 5 to do. That was really cool. The only thing I wish I could have changed was, we didn't have an external microphone or a boom mic or anything. It was just the onboard camera, and it was still that point and shoot camera. It was actually our mom's, and it was bright pink. But it worked, but the sound quality was not good. Mr. Goodies, I loved your, what is it with characters when you get touched, you die skit. Oh, yeah. That was funny. And actually, there's a reference to another live skit within that joke. You gummy worm is. Oh, yeah. The video games videos. The "Oh Jenkins, yes sir." That was hilarious. I kept cracking up from the bloopers that you saw. But actually, the Jenkins thing has become kind of a family meme now, especially with Lizzie. And kind of near our home, there's a road called Jenkins Road, and pretty much every time we pass it, we say, "Jenkins." It's too fun. No disrespect to anybody actually named Jenkins. that what review? Wait, yeah, that was 30 great. That was winter winter party or whatever. Um, that Jenkins skit, that was really fun to make because it wasn't just one static shot. It was multiple different shots from different perspectives, and it's like one of the very few times that I actually get to do a multi-shot edit. It was really fun to make, and I would like to make more of those, but I have to think of it first. The F Zero skit about breathing. I know they animated them like this. It's like their lungs are in their shoulders. Just you'd almost think Jenkins referenced the WoW meme, Leroy Jenkins. That was one of the first legacy memes of today that I saw. That was really funny. Well, we have been streaming for almost 2 hours now. So, once again, thank you for dropping by. And I think the next stream I do, hopefully, if Red is up for it and his schedule allows it, we could do kind of a tag team stream where we're playing Mario Kart 8, and we'll set up a private room with a password that you guys can join in on if you'd like to race with us. Um, just I gotta preface it with I can't, I can't guarantee that it will work. Just I mean, some things could come up, but we'll try to get it working. But yeah, I think that'll be really fun. It'll have actually be something a little different, and I'm hoping we can do that fairly soon. I won't say exactly when, but I will announce it in the Discord. So join that if you haven't already. And thanks again for being here, and we'll see you later.